Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video will be about a lens that I have for the past 7-8 years, and this is the Fujinon SF. SF stands for Soft Focus. This is in 250mm aperture f5.6. I would say that this is a little bit different from the other lenses that I've been using. It's a soft focal lens, so it will produce a soft focus effect when used at the bigger apertures. But when you stop it down to f16 or smaller, it will become like a normal lens where there won't be any soft focus effect. So I'll take you through the workings of this lens, including how to take out and put back the diffusion disc that's inside here, and also I'll take a test shot and develop the result and let you see it. So to follow me as I go through the workings of this lens. So my intention is to do a test shoot and take two shots. One shot will be taken with the diffusion disc and one without, so that we can see the differences. So come along with me, let's go. Let's talk a bit more about this lens. Fujinon SF250. Now, biggest aperture is f5.6, and you both can see there's a what we call a diffusion disc inside there. The interesting thing is that without this disc, the lens also give this diffuse effect, a soft focus effect. Just that this disc will give a sort of like a different diffuse look to it. So this is the disc. There are two kind of discs with different, I think the holes patterns are different. The one I got is the yellow disc. There's supposed to be a yellow dot here, but it has dropped off. It was like that when I bought the lens. And you seldom see people selling this lens. These are all sell-used this day, that come with two discs. One of them will be missing usually, right? I think most of the time is that now you just use one and you kept the other one somewhere else and you lost it, you never find it, right? So this is the yellow disc that I got, and the way is that you will fit this into the front element lens and then just screw it in, right? Usually I hold it this way and screw it in. The other part of the lens, this yellow lever is the lever for focusing. So when you open it, it will open up the aperture and you can do your focusing then. Right. So when that lever is on, you find that you cannot cock the shutter. Like this is the shutter, it will be like sort of like jam. That is quite different from my other Fujinon lens. For my Fujinon 210, I can cock the shutter even when the focus lever is turned on. It's just that after cocking, I cannot press the shutter. But for this lens itself, it won't even let you cock the shutter at all, right? So in that way, you won't go and pull out the dark slide and prematurely exposing the film, right? Close the focus lever. Now I can cock the shutter, and you'll notice there's a sort of like a red tab here. It will come out from the slot, right? So it's raised up, meaning that this is cocked, and this is the shutter. And once I press that, you'll notice that that little tab went down, right? So okay, so quite a neat feature there. And of course, we have the shutter release button, the PC sync for flash, and what else? Okay, the aperture is also a bit different. If I were to use it without this, any of the diffusion disc, this is the normal aperture we'll use, f5.6, f8, f11, 16 to 22. So when you shoot at f16 or smaller, you will not get the diffuse effect. You'll start to behave like a normal lens, right? But if you have the diffusion disc in there, for example, I have the yellow one, I no longer have f5.6 aperture. I need to use f8, right? So because of the disc, you can see that you lost some light there. So you have to use f8 in your exposure metering, right? And if you have the red one, you have to use f10, right? So these are the marking here. Okay. So the shutter is Copa 3, so it's quite a big lens. You can see that from the back, you can see that it's actually slightly bigger Linhof lens board, slightly bigger as you can see here. Having said that, it does fit just nice, or I would say just barely fit on my Chamonix 4x5 camera. I wish, let me put it on and we can prepare for our test shoot. Okay, just do a quick test shoot. So I just set up one light. This is a Pro Photo very old fresh, the Compact 600. I use umbrella just to spread the light across. And here I'm using the good old sync cable. Just go to the sync port. For the stroke photography in this session, the ambient light is not critical, so I just set it to 1/60. So I'm shooting with the biggest aperture. If we are using the yellow disc, it will be f8, and if there's no disc, it will be f5.6. Right? So I'm going to take two shots, one with the disc and one without. And we will squeeze the trigger. Okay, so the two shots are done. So this is a film holder. I took one shot with the diffusion disc and one side without. So you guys know the drill. I will need to process them. I will be using my this Peterson orbital processor. This is the one that I always use. So I will not show you the developing process. The only thing I want to mention is that I will develop it for 8 minutes at 20 degrees using HC110 dilution B. And this is 1 minute longer than my usual processing time. Right? This is because I know that this Fujinon 250 soft focus lens tends to give a lower contrast negative. So I'm going to pump it up by just processing it longer, 1 minute more. Okay, I'll show you when the result is out.
2,000 years later.
Okay, the moment of truth. Already pour in some water to give it a wash from the fixer. Okay, let's take a look. Hopefully we have something. Yes. Right. We have images, that means no mistake with the shooting and the processing. Let's take a look at the other one. Right, that's good. So here are the result of the two negatives. The one on the right is taken with the diffusion disc, while this is taken without the diffusion disc. The one taken with the diffusion disc look more diffuse. It has more of the soft focus effect, whereas the one taken without still has the soft focus look but not so diffuse. And I think what I will do now is to do a contact print of both negatives. So I'm going to do the contact printing on this paper. This is a fiber-based paper but single weight. So it's quite thin, but I kind of like it because it produces very nice black. I'm not in the dark room, so I'm just doing a makeshift dark room inside my storeroom. I am used to use a bare bulb. Today what I'm going to do is that instead of pointing the bulb downwards, I'm going to just point up towards the ceiling. Let the light go up the ceiling and bounce back. So I think we have a longer exposure time for the paper to get a good blacks. Alright, so this is my makeshift dark room. I'm just putting the trays on the floor of my storage room. So this is the developer, Ufert multi-grade paper developer 1+9, and on the right side is the fixer, Ufert rapid fixer 1+9 also. You'll notice I have no stop buff in between. I'm just going to do it the Afghanistan box camera way. From the developer, you go straight into the fixer, and at the end of the day, I will just dump the fixer because it should be quite exhausted. Having no stop bath in between, that will means that the paper will carry the developer into the fixer, right? And this is the two pieces of glass which I will use it to weigh down on my negative and the paper. And of course, this is my safe light. So I'm going to do the test strip now. I already had the piece of narrow strip of paper underneath the negative. I'm going to expose the strip of paper by stages, maybe 2 seconds for every stage, and then we'll see how it turns out. Okay, I'm just going to count manually. Okay, 1000, 2000. Move the cardboard down like an inch or so, then do the second exposure again. 2000. And the third one, 1000, 2000. And the last one, 1000, 2000. Okay, so we are done. We can put the paper into the developer tray now. Alright, so here is the test print result. But this part is the part that I expose most. That means for about 8 seconds, followed by 6, and then 4, 2, right? So that is why below you find that it's almost white because there isn't enough time for the exposure for any details to come out. So I'm going for 8 seconds for the next full print. I will print with a piece of full piece of paper, and then we can take a look at the results. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so I'm just going to put the paper. The emulsion side is on this side. That means the paper will curve in this way. So I put the negative on top of the paper and then put the piece of glass on top so that I weigh it down. And then we can do an exposure. I'm going to just on the light for about 7 to 8 seconds. So let's go. 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000, 5000, 6000, 7000, 8000. Okay, this is done. And let's put it into the developer tray and develop it for about 1 minute. Right, and start the timer. You can see the image appearing. Okay. Alright, so the print has been in the fixer for a minute, so I've on the light. I think I kind of like the result. So the prints have dried, so this is the two output. For the second negative, the one with the diffusion disc, I did 2 prints. Whereas the one with no diffusion disc, I only make a copy, right? So we can put these two side by side. I'm not sure. Okay, this print is probably half a stop less than this print. You can see here is darker. Right, this is the one with diffusion disc, slightly more diffuse. And this is the one without diffusion disc. Slightly sharper, but it still has the soft focus look. Right? I would think that at this size, I would probably go for the one with the diffusion disc. Right? This is at 4x5 size, but if I enlarge it, it may give a different feel. Then maybe the one with no diffusion disc might look better. Right? Because I'm just worried at the bigger size, the diffusion will be a lot more obvious. This actually has quite a nice diffuse look. Very good for portrait. So this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the process of seeing me shooting with the lens and also doing the test shoot. Unlike other large format lenses, this Fujinon SF250 seems to be going for a good price now. In fact, the price has dropped. I remember I got it for more than USD 300 7 or 8 years back, but now it seems to be somewhere between 200 to 300 kind of prices on eBay Japan, right? So you can consider if you like the effects of this lens For myself, I'll just keep it around. I may use it as a 8-10 lens and just stop it down to f16 and smaller, use it as a landscape lens. So that's all for this video. If any other thoughts or questions, do leave it in the comment section below. I definitely would love to hear from you. So I see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you. Bye. Hi guys, we have come to the end of this video. Please like it, share it, and finally do subscribe to my channel, and I see you at my next video. Take care. Bye.